Yes. hmm you know, these senses, the five senses, yeah. Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching. These are the best known senses, but there are other general ones. Oh, I didn't know that. All senses, whether they are special or general, work in much the same way. All of them depend on the working of the nervous system. Sight or vision is one of the most important. Sight can be lost through injury to the eyes, to any part of the nerve pathway, or to the visual centers of the brain. Then there's that hearing or auditory sensation is another important special sense. See, in the Bible, yes, they have what's known as a type and shadow. Yes. The Old Testament often talked about Jesus and what Jesus was going to do because of the Old Testament. Now, I got to thinking of the shadow this morning because of the type and shadow. Yes. Where when I walk, I have a shadow. Yes. And I don't have a lot of control over it. Mhm. See, there are certain things that I just don't control. And as much as you wanted to have control of everything, yeah, I didn't like that. What I wanted to do was for you to enforce the laws. Now, this taste and smell arise in the mouth and nose. They add to the pleasure of living and are useful in protecting against some injurious liquids, gases, and foods. Oh, then there's that special sense of touch and the general sense of pain are closely related. Yes. Now, the general senses include many different types of sensation that first are recorded by the nerve endings in the skin, in the muscle, tendons, and the outer covering of the bones. Yeah. Now, a sense of position and movement of the different parts of the body is necessary. Yeah. Valuable sensation. Oh, temperature sensation protects the body from severe cold and heat. Oh, many reflexes are set up to keep body temperature within a range the body can stand. Yeah. Sensations also arise in the internal organs. Yeah. For example, the sense of hunger shows that the body needs food. Yeah. Now, this idea that you're going to control the nerve endings, yeah, you're going to control the pain. You're going to control the temperature that a body feels because you have to be on them. I think you're not. Now, I'm going to want my sons today, yes, and then I'm going to want to use the courts of the United States. I'm going to annul the marriage. Yes, I'm going to disown my mother. Yes, I'm going to sue for the removal of every fraudulent document that was involved in that marriage from the time it was issued until this very day. And then I'm going to want to know, well, where is my inheritance? Since George and Clara, right, were married and they lived in Clallam County, I'm going to want to know the actual assets of the Holmes family. Yes. And then I'm going to want to know, did you agree to say that I was crazy? Yes. Because my mother convinced you that she had actual ownership of the Holmes family fortune. Now, for all of those in business in Clallam County, yeah, I find out that you contributed in any way, I will sue you. Ouch. I'll put you in a special prison where you'll feel the hot during the summer, yes, and you'll feel the cold during the winter. Yeah, because it seems like, right, that nobody takes seriously the laws of the United States. Now let's look at it again, okay? You had to be the right hand or you had to be the left hand. You had to be the eyes, the ears, the tongue. Oh, did somebody have to be the hair follicles? Oh, you had to be on them, didn't you? You well, I want you to remove all of your technology out of the bodies of citizens. Then I want to sue you. And I want everything that you don't want me to know, I want to know. Because what I do know does harm you. Yes. Now, I have said, give me my sons, ooch, and give me the availability of speaking to Marilyn Van Proyen. See, there's the idea of two wrongs do not make a right. Ooch. Using the image of Susan Bowers in that Rotary newsletter gives me certain rights as a citizen. Now, I know my sister was the result of conception and birth of Paul Douglas Budnick. Yeah. And Sandra Lee Condit. Oh. But when you annul the marriage, it invalidates the application for, well, exactly what was the necessity of issuing the birth certificate of myself and my sister? Now all of a sudden Susan Bowers is involved. Yes, because she changed her name to Taylor when she was, well, she said that she was the one that was going to get my inheritance. Is that right? The same individual that decided that she would impersonate Marilyn Van Proyen. Poop. Now I'm suing my sister because I will have her put in prison. Now let's look at it again. Of all the times that you arrested me for the allegation of violating restraint provisions of the protection order, was my sister Susan Bowers in cahoots with my mother Sandra Taylor that had fraudulently issued the marriage license? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Well, then that calls into question her actual legitimacy as my sister. Ouch! Now I know I was an illegitimate child that was legitimate. Yeah, because the marriage application was under duress and fraud because they were underage. Now all of a sudden I'm having my sister put in fucking prison right now.